Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of the podcast of the Unharm and Unfit. That's right, I am still...
Sure. Let's go with that. Sure.
Today we have...
You little bitter man. I mean...
You're not wrong, but... Anyways, today we have a lot to talk about because the truth is we haven't been lacking on the podcast, but Unfit has a lot in his personal life, including things that we can't talk about, plus some things that are school related that's very heavy on him. For me, I've been working...
School related. You make me sound like I'm still in high school.
University.
Sure, let's go with that.
And on my end, I've been working a lot on my channel. I've been uploading a ton.
I started uploading again.
Woo.
Because I have a little bit of time.
Yeah, it's not like you have like a ton of time. Yeah, I just took a peek.
But yeah.
Just took a peek to make sure that OBS is recording.
Oh, is it now? Tell it to stop.
Once again, I'm going to do what I usually do and self-report on myself and Unfit here. Sometimes, not all the time, but once in a while, we have a little bit of recording mishappening because it decides...
OBS decide that, oh hey, I don't work.
The reason...
Me no work no more.
Okay, and I gotta say, we use OBS and not like other programs because for some reason, OBS records cleaner than any other program out there. Yes, including Audio City.
I have to agree on that.
The thing with Audio City...
I have to agree on that.
The thing with Audio City is that Audio City works well if everything else before coming to the microphone is clean. But I don't have all day, like other people, to, search what's the optimal settings for everything. So we just record with OBS. No problem.
Oh, you don't?
I don't.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Come on, man. You make me sound like some bum or something like that.
I don't know. I'm just doing it because it's part of my jokes.
Yeah.
I love jokes. Jokes are fun.
Yeah, so...
I mean, jokes are great. I mean, jokes are a thing.
You know what? Let's start talking about the subjects that we want to talk about that's been on our minds that we've been talking about before. And the first thing that I want to talk about is going to be New Year's. How was your New Year's?
What's a new year?
A new year is another opportunity for Satan to take your soul.
But I am Satan, so how's that supposed to work?
Oh, come on. Everybody thinks they're Satan. Everybody thinks they're Satan until Satan comes and knocks on your door. Anyways.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Do you really want me to follow up with that?
No, you don't actually have a joke. You just wanted to do that, so I'm just playing along.
Yeah, of course.
So, something that myself and Unfit have been noticing is that a lot of people love to go online on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, wherever they want to go.
Yup.
And start running their mouth about what they want to accomplish in the next year. Now, how much do you think?
Like, how do you think I care? I don't care, but sure. I will be nice.
That's the point. The first thing is nobody cares.
No offense, of course, to anybody, but...
No. Yes, offense.
I'm trying to be nice.
No.
You can be not the nice guy. You can be bad cop, but I'm trying to be nice. It just... We don't care. It's like... It's not really something that we should care about unless, of course, it's like the most amazing thing in the world that like you're going to help the elderly or do something that like literally change our life or our view. It's just like, oh, I'm going to just do more exercise every day. It's like, why do I care?
I have been doing more exercise every day, actually. And
it's like, you do you, and most of the time, all of these particular, year resolutions, I'm not trying to be cynical, is just, it's never really holds up as much as you think it does. So it's, yeah, not really a thing that I'm really a fan of or care about that much.
Yeah, I can agree with that. But where I'm going with this is everybody loves to upload their New Year's resolutions. Forget the fact that nobody cares because believe me, nobody cares. That's one. But two, they never follow up with it. If you did, you would
Yep.
lose that you would lose that last 30 pounds. If you did, you would quit your job and find something that you like to do better so that you feel like you're more fulfilled. A lot of people just make these empty empty sentences that they just like to spew into the void because that they can. Now, I don't know if you saw, but I actually also made a New Year's resolution on my channel. Do you know what it was?
And that is no.
So I uploaded a video thanking 2022 because this is a year I decide to start making content. This is the years I decide to, you know, take my passion and put it online. And
Okay.
even though I only have 18 subscribers, which, you know, in the grand scheme, it's nothing.
It's not really a whole lot, but sure, it's still something.
I was thankful for everything that I have. I was thankful for having the opportunity to upload, have 18 subscribers, averaging 30 to 40 views, which for me is a lot because that I never expected to even get that far.
Mm-hmm.
I said that my average viewership is over it's almost 40%, which is
Interesting.
which is very high. I checked my mail.
At least for now, like, you know, it changes over time, but it is good.
It is good, yes. The best part is I checked my male to female ratio. I have a 60 to 40 male to female ratio viewership.
Huh. That's cool.
Yeah, a lot of people claim that they have lower. I'm okay with what I have, by the way. But the best part was I just ended up
Ooh, girls like to see you. I'm just kidding.
Yes. And no, but I also had I was basically thanking 2022, and I said my New Year's resolution is to make the same video next year, thanking 2023. Because that's a very doable
Just
thing.
a question. What do you think about 2022 as a year? Is it a good year? Is it a bad year? What do you think about it?
It's a good year.
There are some particular points that I agree that is a bad year, but I think a lot of people just over-exaggerate it.
No, it's
like
not that they over-exaggerated. They're just looking at the bad.
Yep. I mean, I understand that movies are bad this year for the most part, and maybe video games are not really that good.
Movies have been
and
bad
like
since 2015. Get out of here.
Yep. Movies have been absolutely terrible from 2015, but people are now realizing, oh, movies are terrible. Let's rant about it in 2022 because now we're actually, you know.
Want to hear a fun fact?
Fun fact.
The only reason I watched the Avengers Endgame movie, not the Endgame, the last one of Phase 3, was because my friend begged me to go with him because it was like 3 months after the movie came out. He had nobody to go with, but he wanted to go with somebody who understands the Marvel world, which I do. But I didn't want to go see that movie because when I watched Civil War, I hated it so much I swore off Marvel movies after that. I mean, like
it was that bad for you?
It was that bad for me because it was that moment. It was at that moment I realized all the Marvel movies are the same.
In a way, yes. That's the problem. They become their own new formula, which is a terrible thing that they do. It's just a terrible decision making. That it's like, we want money.
It's not.
We don't care about
just
you.
That. It's who are you hiring to write these movies? Because these movies would have.
Good question.
These movies would have. The truth is, these movies would have gotten the same amount of viewership if they hired worse writers or better writers. Because that. People are so the people who go to watch these movies are the people who enjoyed the comics, the people who enjoyed the animated series, etc. Like,
yep.
The truth is, animation is much more fun to watch than real life adaptations.
Yep.
And we've talked about that.
I do agree with that.
We've talked about this before, but the point is...
Like, there are some particular merits for real life, but yeah, I do agree that it's more interesting to watch something.
Yeah, no.
that is basically animated.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, it wouldn't have mattered if they would have used good or bad writers. So why not use good? They're making so much money, why not put it back into the art? It's just something that really just annoys me.
Can't do that. We have to make more money.
More money. Yeah, I haven't.
More money.
Yeah, no. So I've been thinking about the crypto space, not crypto, about the New Year's resolution.
Crypto, what the hell is you thinking? Like, you're jumping topics now?
Yeah, because I'll explain. When I saw the New
That
Year's,
later.
no, I'll get into it about now, but we can talk about it. But I'll explain what I was thinking. In the New Year's resolution, I saw a lot of people on Twitter going like, "This is a year I'm going to make back all the money that I lost in crypto," and it's like,
sure you do,
brother. My brother in whatever.
Sure you do.
You lost $30,000 in crypto. You're not making that back this year.
Never.
Because you have people.
It's not even just because of that. It's just like, how do you think you're going to make that money? It's impossible. It's not even a true thing that you're going to do. No. Because it's scams. It's built for you to lose money. How the heck do you think you're going to just get that money back?
Yeah, no, but it's like you always see these people who are going online. They're the same people who love to run their mouth on crypto, on New Year's resolution, on whatever is topical, whatever they think is going to get them the most attention. And that's all they are, attention seekers. Now, don't get me wrong, me and Unfit here are also attention seekers, but the difference is,
I mean, we are uploading things to YouTube, so it's kind of attention seeking, but not in the same way.
Yeah, but the difference between me and Unfit here, but the difference between me, Unfit, and you guys is that we're doing it on our own time, and we're doing it on a platform that's meant for attention seeking. Twitter, nobody cares about you.
Yep.
You think?
Yep.
And not to mention, Elon Musk just added a new feature on Twitter. You know what that feature is?
Nope, because I don't care about Twitter anymore.
Fair enough.
But what is it?
That you can see how many people have viewed your post.
Why do I care about that?
Because people are complaining about, oh, great, another metric to be bummed out about. Like, 1,000 people saw my post and only one person liked. You know, that kind of stuff.
Good for you.
We're going to see a lot more people quitting Twitter because of that. Because they're going to realize everybody's seen their post.
Say social media is an overall starting to fail, but that's beside the point. Maybe a topic for another time.
Social media is not failing at all. It's just not as profitable because of the economy. Because the economy is bad. We've talked about this before, and I'll say it again.
Oh yeah, we did.
If the economy is bad, everything else will be bad. If the economy is good, everything else will be good. This is just how it works.
The economy now is, to put in the lack of a better term, garbage. Basically.
Yeah.
That's what it is right now.
So, you know what? If we talked about crypto, let's talk about the latest thing in crypto, which is SBF. You know who SBF is?
Nope. What is it, SBF or whatever that calls?
SBF is unfortunately not a crypto token. It's a person. It's a guy from Florida. Name is Sam Bankman-Fried.
Okay.
And he ran the latest scam that got caught. I'll explain to you who he is, explain to you how he got his money, and I'll explain to you why he's a criminal. So the way he got his money, the way he started off was he took $10 million that he got from his parents. You know, the secret to being rich is starting off rich.
Is being rich, yeah.
Yeah. He took $10 million, he put it all into Bitcoin in the US. He saw that the difference He saw that the difference between Bitcoin in the US and Bitcoin in Japan was $100. Meaning that you could buy crypto in the US, Bitcoin in the US. I could be wrong about the coin, but I think it was Bitcoin. It could have been Ethereum. It could have been like so many different coins. That's not the point. Went to Japan and he sold it for $100 profit, meaning he was making 10% profit every day. So if you take 10% of 10 million that's making $1 million a day. Do you know how crazy that is?
Yep. That's a lot of money.
You do this for 2 weeks, you're set for life. You do this for a month, your children are set for life. You do this for a year, your grandchildren are set for life. Every single one of them, you know? But once again, not the point. Basically, he stole, when you actually think about it, he stole millions of dollars from Japan. When you actually think about it. But whatever. We're not going to get into that. What we are going to get into is, we can talk about that later, but, point is, he took that money and he realized, oh, I can make even more money. How do I make more money? I create my own crypto coin. But he couldn't. I don't think he made a crypto coin. What he did was he created a crypto bank where you buy.
Oh, good.
If I got it right, where every single coin that you buy is kept in a crypto bank, and all of of value is basically in the bank, right?
Okay.
And he basically made like $7 billion off of that because people were, putting their money into that bank, right?
Mm-hmm.
I may have gotten it a little bit wrong, but the point is people were throwing a lot of their money, a lot of their crypto into the bank. What they were doing was selling all the coins that they got from the people, and they were using it to gamble to make more money. But they lost everything, and when people wanted to, take out their money from that bank, they said, no, you can't do that. What we can do is give you the money in the form of a cryptocurrency made from our bank. You see where the scam is?
I think I do.
So that's basically, they basically stole $7 billion. He's under investigation by like a lot of people and like a lot of powerful people. We're talking about like political people, like FBI, CIA, whatever, NSA, one of them. Not the point. Point is, stole a lot of money. Stole a lot of money from a lot of people. He was caught in the Bahamas a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, something like that, 2 months ago. My mind has been joggy about, the exact details. But this dude, man,
you're just so greedy.
Oh, you want to hear the worst part? You want to hear the worst part?
What?
The worst part is that he basically ran the business with his ex-girlfriend while playing League of Legends in his, I think, parents' house or something like that the entire time.
What?
Yeah, he was a dirty League player.
Oh, good for you, League players. You have another thing that you can just add to your
No. Yeah, don't equate League players with that, but he basically stole $7 billion posing as a fake bank because people were like taking their cryptos and throwing it into, into that bank. But his girlfriend ran another company. I'm giving you like the general details. There are more specific details.
Dear God.
But they didn't have...
That's not on the other scam that we talked about this year, but you finished this one.
No, this is really bad. So $7 billion down the drain. His girlfriend basically, ex-girlfriend basically took all the money and gambled it away. How do you gamble?
Oh, genius.
How do you gamble $7 billion? Man.
If you're insane and high out of money. And you're just stupid as well. Like,
he's going to definitely be going into prison for a very long time. If not...
rightly deserved, but okay.
Because... And the reason why a lot of newspapers and a lot of outlets have been very kind to him is because he was known to be a donor for political parties, for the Republicans and the Democrats. Meaning... he was able to get away with so much because because a lot of newspapers were like, "Oh, he's a person who donates money. He's a good person." No, he's not. He was
Not everybody that donates money is a good person. There's another kind of like a big scam that's been talked about in recent days that is like CoffeeZilla looking into Logan's Paul particular thing.
Yeah, the animal
you know that
zoo,
one?
the animal zoo one. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yep, and I think Logan Paul is supposed to upload, not to date this episode, but to upload his response today, I think.
Today's January 3rd. I think he was supposed to upload it by January 3rd.
You can cut it if you think that this dates the episode. The point is,
I'm not going to cut it. I'm not going to cut it. I'm
Sure.
going to leave this in. I don't care when they know when we.
That's fair. But the point is that, even people that you think and you admire, and I don't think people really admire Logan Paul, but you understand what I mean. Like, people that are, like, considered to be okay influencers or even good influencers are like, yeah, they're just going to scam you.
You know what? I gotta say something. Influencers, like all of them, every single influencer we can think about that's since the 80s even, every single one of them, they all have one thing in common. They're not as rich or successful or even liked as you think. You can look at Logan Paul. He has his drink company. He has his podcast.
That's I would actually chuck it all to KSI job, not to him.
Fair enough. KSI is the better face of that drink company, but you cannot deny that they made that company together.
Fair enough.
Thinking that
That's fair.
Exactly. So when you look at all of the revenues that Logan Paul has made, he's not actually making as much money or as rich as he says he is. A lot of people like to boast their net worth as to the actual money that they have, because that if you're able to boast on your net worth, oh, my net worth is $4 million, you need to take into account that $4 million includes all of the tech that you buy, all the people you employ, all of the taxes that you pay. In the end of the day, that $4 million can sum up to you only having a measly $400,000 in your bank account. You know?
Yeah, I get that.
And Logan Paul, you know what? Say what you want. The guy runs a big company. He employs a lot of people, and you're bound to burn more money than you're making. And
that's fair, but it still doesn't excuse the scam.
Oh no! I'm explaining the scam. I'm explaining where the greed comes from, because I think.
Yeah, sure.
I think the more you have, the more like people you employ, the more scams you need to run in order to keep everybody happy, in order to keep the company afloat. And
yeah, that's fair.
And then you have his. Oh my god! What a stupid idea to take two animals and put them into a program that'll merge them. And
then you don't even get money for it, and they're all PNGs and all that stuff. It's just not really a good idea.
It's like, you do realize,
even if it's not him specifically and he's just being the face of it, the fact that his face is attached to it is stupid.
No. This is his idea.
I'm not defending him. Did you watch the? I did not watch the full thing, and I did watch some of it. But like I'm saying, like even if you were not the main face, like just the face of this, that's a stupid idea.
By the way, me and Unfit here are making a crypto. You guys should totally buy every single coin we make. It's going to be called Scam Coin.
Idiot Crypty.
No, that's the name of the bank.
Oh, okay.
Going to be called Scam Coin. Sure. It'll go for $1 million a piece.
And you can send all your money to our fake account in Idiot Crypty 123456778.
We totally won't scam you.
Stupid Avenue.
Anyways, no. So back to talking about these scams, like talking about Sam Bankman-Fried, talking about Logan Paul. They've all been doing this like forever. Like, people like to say, oh, yep, Logan Paul is such a great guy. He wouldn't scam us. He would scam you if your eyes weren't looking. you see people defending them online. It's crazy to people like you and me who realize, oh, he's just another Bernie Madoff. And a lot of people don't realize they're all Bernie
You're
Madoff.
living in a movie if you think that somebody is not going to scam you. Are you kidding me?
Did you watch Meat Canyon's
People will try to
Logan
make
Paul?
money out of you no matter what you do. It's a fact. That's however, that's the world that we live in. Okay, I'm sorry that I'm kind of close to the mic, but I wanted to just kind of scream it, but not really. It's the world that we live in. What do you think that we're doing this for fun? True. Because there's no other way to do it. Like, we want to get monetized in the end.
Oh,
it's
you're
not
talking
like
about
like a hidden thing.
Talk about the podcast.
Our own, like, giving you an example, like even the podcast itself, our podcast, we want to get monetized because we are doing it for fun, but we might want to get paid for it. Like, it's not even it's not even like a hidden fact.
I'll get more specific. Me and Unfit, we both have jobs that are not YouTube. We do.
Yep.
And we want to do YouTube full time. I want to be able to do YouTube full time, get paid for it, like, enough so I feel comfortable, continue doing it. But the reality is, if you're a person who's starting a YouTube channel thinking this is going to be my full time job and I'm just going to do this for the rest of my life, thinking with 0 subscribers, thinking this is going to be it, you're wrong. You're stupid.
Nope, you are wrong.
You're stupid.
Well, don't be so insulting to them, but you're stupid.
Because there are so many other factors that go behind a YouTube channel before you're able to even get monetized. The first thing is you have to get subscribers and views. Like, there's no in between. You have to get 10,000 views, I think, and 1,000 subscribers before you're even able to consider even thinking about asking to be partnered.
Mm-hmm. And that's one of the biggest things that I think is a problem in the YouTube program, but also a good thing because people are not able to make money out of just small channels that are like, oh, everybody watch my video. You need to be in a certain level, but it's still kind of very much a grind.
It's just 100%.
It is a torture. And if you don't keep up with it a little bit and like how my channel is going, but like if you're like not like a 5,000 subscriber channel or like a videos that actually like, I wouldn't say evergreen, but videos that still attract viewers from time to time, you're going to get hurt so badly.
Like, I'm doing this YouTube thing, not making it my main focus. I'm working on it when I have free time. I'm, recording and editing and uploading when I have free time. I'm not doing this during the hours I'm supposed to be working,
Yep.
Because the reality is, this may fail. It's probably going to fail. Because the world doesn't owe me anything. Because this is just something that you do. Nobody owes you their attention. And you're fighting for their attention. But regardless,
that is definitely very true.
But regardless, a lot of the content creators who are being defended by their fans for no reason, like, you need to realize something. The shirts that they sold you for $50 a piece cost them $2 to make, $5 to $5 cut with the company, and they're taking home $40, $45 or something like that.
Yep.
Like, they're making bank on you. Like, don't be confused for 1 second. They're like, oh no, it's cost $50 because we're paying Americans. No, you're not. It costs $50 because it's high quality. It's the same quality as
no, it's not.
As a $2 shirt. It costs so much because of taxes. Fair enough. Taxes is a legitimate reason to say why you're upping a price, but let's say you want to be fair to your fans. Sell it for $20, $25. The moment you're past the $25 mark, you're being greedy. You're taking it for yourself, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Because the shirt company is not going to be making that much money. I can guarantee you that. The people who are making these shirts, people like to say, "Oh, they're made in America by a ethical committee, by an ethical not committee, by an ethical company that pays fair wages." They're paying them minimum wage. Like, if they can get away with paying minimum wage for doing max work,
they will.
They will. And guess what? They do. And guess what? They are. That's how it is. Because a lot of people like to take other people's word in face value. They like to say, "Oh, he says, AOC says that she pays them. Show me proof." Until you show me proof, your words are just water.
I don't believe you.
Are just water.
No offense, but I don't believe you. You could be the nicest person in the world, but I will still not believe you.
If you're the nicest person in the world, I definitely don't believe you. You know? Like, the nicer you are, the more I'm suspicious of you. Nobody has a reason.
There is some...
I'm just going to say, there is no reason for someone to be nice to you, because the world just isn't nice. A lot of people who are nice people...
Oh, it is not.
A lot of people who are nice people turn out to be the worst of the worst many times. Like...
Oh, they do. They absolutely do. As sad as it is, it's actually true.
The truth is, there is no such thing as nice. There is no such thing as nice.
Nope, they're always, and as much cynical as it is, everybody has intentions. Even I and Unharm here have intentions. Should have been the other way around. Unharm and I have intentions.
You're right. This
even
is
if
the
we're doing
Unharmed
nice
and
things.
Unfit podcast. Absolutely right.
even if in these particular cases that we're trying to like kind of like do something cool and everything, it's like we do have intentions. It's not a secret. It shouldn't be a secret. It's just, it is what it is.
Every time people try to come to you, be like, "Oh, they're nice people, they're trustworthy,"
they're not.
You know how sugar is bad for you, but it's so sweet?
Yep.
It's the same as that. Niceness is good when it's like sprinkled with other things, because then it's not like the overpowering factor, or it's not the thing that's going to stick to your teeth that basically other, tooth stuff can arise. Like, that's what it is. A lot of people need to like wake up
and realize that. If
someone is being nice to you, be 100%. Have your guards up. Have your guards up around nice people. If someone is being mean to you, have your guards up, but realize that they're at least being genuine with you. Because when people are being not nice to you, they're being genuine to you. Like, don't get me wrong, you still shouldn't like them, but like you should be like, okay, I know what he is, so I'm just gonna treat him like I would with my guards up. That's how it is. It's the same with like a lot of girls who get hit on. They have their guards up. Why? Because that girls secretly know that when people are being nice to them, they have ulterior motives. And when crypto scammers are coming to you and telling you, "Oh no, this is definitely going to be the coin. This is going to be the thing that's going to make you rich." They're trying to make themselves rich. They don't want you to get rich. I mean, if you get a little bit rich, off of the scam somehow that doesn't affect them, they'll be like, "You see, it worked." But it's like, it's only going to work for maybe 10 people, maybe, and they're only going to make like maybe a couple $1,000s max. They're going to make like $2,000 to $3,000 out of the 30 to 40,000 that they invested in it. That's just how it is.
That's how life works.
Don't waste your time, don't waste your money, don't waste your energy on crypto, unless you're only there to laugh at them, which is what I do. The moment I heard the whole idea of what's it called again?
What?
The monkeys, the one with the pictures. NFTs, yeah. I was like,
NFTs.
Bro, you know what you're buying? You're not even buying the deal. What you're buying is the pen that signed the deal. You're buying the idea that it exists, which nobody cares about.
Yep.
If you
I get
have
that.
like you know how this whole thing started, the NFT thing started. There was this band that wanted to sell the idea that that a song of theirs exists. I forget which band, but this was like in the early days. I was like, that got everybody thinking to what is a non-fungible token? What is it? Like the first time I heard about it, I was like, this sounds like a scam. But the person who bought it bought it for like we're talking like millions of dollars. I think he bought it for like $2 to $3 million.
Damn.
Just to own the idea that a song exists. That's all it is. You don't own the song. You don't own the rights to the song. You don't own the distribution to the song. You don't even own the idea that the song is in public. The only thing you own is the idea that it exists. And it's like, but that's a free idea. You're basically buying air,
Yep.
And then you started seeing
people love buying air, apparently.
Yeah, actually, unironically, you're not wrong. There's this company that sells air from Japan in a can or something like that.
It's so sad, but it's hilarious. I don't know. It's just so sad.
No, I'm not kidding. By the way,
I know
saw
you're
this,
not. That's the most sad thing about this. I know you're not kidding.
Yeah, it's people. You know what? At least air in a can has value than a PNG.
You're not wrong as well.
What are you gonna do? Like a PNG is like there's a reason why everybody was making the right click. I'ma download this jokes. It's because that all it takes is a right click and yeah, and then you have it. You know what the idea that evolved into crypto was?
What?
With NFTs, sorry, that every single video game would make a customizable option. If you own a NFT, then you'll be able to then they'll make a skin of that NFT for you in their game.
Okay.
For free. That only you can use. And I was like, dog, no one's going to buy that.
That sounds like a scam.
You may own an NFT, but like you're expecting every single video game under law to make a free skin for you. Like nobody's gonna do that. For a while, that's what people were talking about. That's going to be the future of NFTs. And guess what happened? Nothing happened. You know why? Because the whole idea is a scam. If you want artists to make art for you, pay them. Or be so influential that they want to make it for free.
Yep.
And that's what it
NFTs are just... It's just dumb. It's just a dumb concept. It just...
All of this thing reminds me of Bernie Madoff. I mentioned him before, but have you ever heard of Bernie Madoff?
I maybe, but I don't remember if I heard of him.
So let me tell you who Bernie Madoff is. Bernie Madoff is this guy from Queens.
What is he made of? I had to.
Fair enough. Yes, because the way you spell his name is Madoff. Bernie Madoff. Yeah.
Of what?
Of what? Made out of scams. That's what. He created the whole Ponzi scheme. I'm sure you heard of that.
Of what? I didn't hear it for a second.
The Ponzi scheme. I don't know if he created it, but he ran like the biggest one.
I think I did. I most of the time just don't really roam the web because of these particular stupid things.
Yeah. So Bernie Madoff basically made a financial company back in the 60s. He was basically stealing billions of dollars from people for like 50 years, got caught in 2008, got sent to life prison in 2009. And he basically stole like 70 to 80 million dollars from people.
Damn.
Remember, this is before inflation. This is before everything. Like in today's numbers, the amount of money that he stole would be equated to $500 million, I think. Or maybe not half a billion, but like 200 billion or 300 billion, like something crazy. Like he stole enough money to make, I don't know, who's a rich guy? Rothschild. He would make a Rothschild blush. He stole that much.
Wow.
Like, this is what this guy did. And then we have our, our present day Sam Bankman-Fried, who is, the new Bernie Madoff. And yeah, things are not looking good for. Okay, Bernie Madoff, by the way, died last year in prison. So, and when he got caught, it was so funny. I think when they caught him, he was like, "Yeah, this is the amount of money I stole." Like he was being honest with like the moment he got caught. You know what Sam Bankman-Fried did when he got caught?
What?
He was like, "What? No, I didn't scam everybody. There's still a lot of crypto coins from that our bank has made that they can still use." And I'm like, "Your company is worth $0. You're going to file for bankruptcy, and the government is going to have to bail you out." You know?
Yeah, I know. That's
And
so
just
stupid. Why people are so dumb? Like, why people are so dumb?
if you want to
God.
make a smart investment, buy physical things that you can either use or sell. Like when I hear people saying buy gold, buy precious metals, buy real estate, that makes sense to me because you know what?
Yep.
Gold is something I can sell. Precious metals is something I can sell, even at a loss.
And
it's not
real
like,
estate is something that, like, A, you can live in, B, just do something with.
you can rent out real estate. A lot of people rent out real estate all the time.
Yep.
Like, buy physical things. Don't freaking buy knives in CS:GO, man. That's what you've been doing this entire time. You've been buying knives in CS:GO. Nobody plays CS:GO. Nobody cares about the knives.
Oh, they don't?
No, nobody does. CS:GO was a
Really?
thing. You know what CS:GO is, right?
No.
It's a game called Counter-Strike Global Offense. It was super popular 7 years ago.
Okay.
Nobody plays it anymore. Well, people play it, but it's not like nobody watches it. Nobody cares about it. It's just one of those FPS games that like come and go. You know.
I don't really know, but sure, I know.
Like okay, when we were kids, everybody was playing Far Cry and.
I know that one. Yeah.
And what's it called? And not Black Ops. Black Ops is a game of what's it called? Another one of those FPS games where you're basically running around collecting guns and shooting them.
Okay.
Call of Duty. That's what it was. Call of Duty. And then it evolved and became, different versions of that game. Then it became, PUBG, Apex, Fortnite. They're all the same game. Like, and that there was CS:GO. There's so many of them. And all you're doing is buying skins. Like in the game CS:GO, like the best item I think are knives because knives, they don't have bullets, so you can use them. Or something like that. I don't know. I haven't really played CS:GO more than once, I think. And it was terrible. And people, and because you know how people love to like max out rarities in Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yes, I know that. I'm not going to name the name of those people, but yes.
So that's cosmetics.
Yep. I mean, cosmetics are cool.
To a degree.
But to a degree, yes.
Like, I'll tell you when I'm willing to spend the extra dime on cosmetics. A, if I spend a lot of my time on it. B, if the amount of money that I'm spending on like the additional cosmetics doesn't pass the $1 mark. Because if you're asking me for $5 for a piece of cosmetic, you're just gonna force me to come back and back for more and more stuff. $1 I can see myself parting away with, because what's $1? It's nothing. Like, I can skip eating a snack and get cosmetics that makes me happy.
Yeah.
But like, if I'm, let's say, if I'm buying a Pokemon card, and I need 3 of them, and it costs more than $1 to upgrade it to a better rarity with a better art that I like, I'm just gonna buy the cheap one.
Why would you buy the expensive one? It just doesn't
no. $1 more is $1 more is fine. I'm fine with parting away for $1. The moment it passes a $5 mark, that's when I'm a complete no. If it's $2, I'd be iffy. But if it's something I really like, if it's an artwork I really like or something like that, I do it.
I can see that.
But like, if I, let's say, have, I don't know, what's a topical card in Yu-Gi-Oh right now?
That have alternate art.
Yeah, I know they started doing that.
I mean, recently, I don't know. I'm trying to think about one because I don't really have an idea. Like, Appaloosa was a big card for a while, but now it's good, but it's not like the main point of contention.
Okay, give me. Do you know how much it has? It has a max rarity version.
Yes, a secret rare.
Yeah.
Not that expensive, actually.
Really?
Like, the secret rare is expensive, but not like that expensive, and it got reprinted in the original art anyway. But I do see what you mean, because there are some people who will just like, oh, but I can do things, and I want money.
You can't do things. You can't do things. It's more like, I'm not gonna get tired of seeing this card. That's all it does, because a lot of people don't realize the reason people max rarity sometimes is because when they make these arts, when you're seeing the original art that everybody has, it gets boring. It doesn't feel fresh. But when you're playing with a new art, if you're playing with the new, I don't know, Blue Eyes White Dragon with the new art, it doesn't feel so mind numbing.
Yeah.
You said Logan Paul. You know where my mind goes with Logan Paul.
What?
When you said Logan Paul, the whole like evolution of content that we've been having over the years. Because when you look at Logan Paul, let me explain to you something. It's still like in the back of my mind. When you said Logan Paul, I'm thinking about all the people who defend him are basically kids who watched him 5 years ago.
Yeah.
6 years ago.
Yeah.
And when you look, and they're adults now, and I'm like, why are you defending him? You're supposed to like look at him and be like, oh, he's a pathetic man-child, like.
Indeed.
That's when you look at Logan Paul. At least when I do, that's what I saw. That's what I saw him as since day one. I watch a couple of his videos. I'm like, okay, he pays a lot of good editors. I'll admit that. His editors are insane. Logan Paul himself, Jake Paul, the whole Viners who moved to YouTube, they realized something that was like an evolution at the time, that people enjoy the extreme editing. Like, people enjoy that Vine boom. People enjoy that.
They do.
Because guess what? It's fun. It wakes you up in the video. And you're not just watching a brain dead video of a guy talking in front of a camera for no reason, and you're just captivated there. Because when you actually think about it, when YouTube started, when YouTube actually started to be like a real thing that people do for a living, that was like in 2007 to 2008. You start seeing all these YouTubers. They were still doing it at a loss because they weren't getting paid that much until like 2009. Nope. But they were just making these goofy videos, these goofy home videos that people were watching, and they realized, oh, I'm getting an audience. Maybe I can do this again.
And they're also enjoying it, which is the most important thing.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And then when you saw like the evolution of YouTube content consumption afterwards, you realized, uh, oh, teams are cool. That's when you started seeing like, no, not teams, sorry, series. Series are cool because
Mm.
that's when you got people like Fred, Smosh, and Nigahiga and all that stuff.
Yeah,
And
they were cool.
sorry, his name is Ryan Higa.
Ryan
Uh,
Higa.
yeah, he doesn't like
Who
that name
that?
anymore because that who's that exactly? A lot of kids these days won't know because a lot of the people who started watching them back then, they grew up and they realized, oh, this person is just a boring, dry towel, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then shortly after that, we got what's his name? We got PewDiePie, which PewDiePie introduced something very integral for YouTube that wasn't done as well or as much beforehand. And you know what that was?
What?
Editing compilations. Like what PewDiePie revolutionized on YouTube was he created the idea that you can't just upload, dead gameplay without editing the boring fluff out. And
Mm-hmm.
if you edit out the boring fluff out, a 40-minute game, turns into like a 5-minute video. But you want to upload, a 40-minute video. So what would you do? You put in a bunch of games. You put in, let's say, 8 games. That's 40
Okay.
minutes. That's a compilation. People enjoy that stuff. Like, and he became so big because people started, doing what he was doing, but he was the first one, and that's what made him so famous. That's what made him so big. And the truth is, in order to strike gold, you always have to be the first one to revolutionize something.
Yep.
And unfortunately, the Paul brothers were the first one to revolutionize the idea that, Viners, we called them Viners back in the day, people who,
Yeah, I remember that.
and then they turned into VineTubers, like, that was also cringe.
Mm-hmm.
A few of them grew from being cringe, but like the majority of them, the idea of a
Stayed.
VineTuber is still cringe to me.
Also, I have a question. What is better, Vine or TikTok?
TikTok,
How bad is TikTok though today?
really bad, really bad. Uh, but I realized something. Um, I started a TikTok account yesterday for my channel.
No, you did not.
I'll tell you why. Because I decided to also start making shorts, like a lot of them, like
How
and
dare you?
this actually is going to this actually ties into where we're going soon enough. But don't worry,
How
we'll
dare
get
you? I
there.
mean, sure.
Anyways, going back to
Any
talking.
what ways?
Anyways,
Oh, okay.
going back to talking about talking about what we're talking about before. A lot of the content that was created up until 2019 was basically recycled Vine editing because that's
Okay.
what people enjoyed. But then the pandemic started, and you know what happened during the
Yep.
pandemic? People
I
were
know.
captivated audiences
Because they were stuck at home.
because they were stuck at home. And you know who grew from that whole thing?
YouTube creators, for example.
Nope, nope. Streamers.
Interesting.
Think about it. The biggest names today on YouTube are the streamers who streamed during the pandemic.
Those guys.
Those
Really?
guys. Really? Yeah. Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
I'm
But
kidding, of course.
but you know what happened
Those guys.
in the past year?
Really? Just kidding.
A lot of the effects of the pandemic of, staying at home all day, that ended. That ended a year and a half ago, but in the past year it's been completely over. Like nobody can say, "Oh, people are
Mm-hmm.
stuck." Are people are still stuck at home some places? No, nobody's stuck at home because thank God, pandemic's over. Like there's the people who get sick from it. Don't get me wrong, but like it's not as bad. We have answers to it. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
say, what people are doing right now?
What?
They're going back to looking at short form content because nobody wants to sit for 10 minutes to get, the 1 minute gratification that they get from that they get
Hmm.
from a video. Everybody wants to see short form content. The truth is, the future of growth on the internet is going to be short form content, and all the kids think that TikTok is so cool, and that's where they spend their time. And if you want to grow as a content creator, if you want to build an audience that you don't want to lose, there's nothing wrong with like targeting kids to be your consumers, as long as you don't take advantage of them beyond watch my videos.
Like people do.
Oh yeah, there was Mini Lad. Oh my god, you make me think about Mini Lad all the time when you do that. No, Mini Lad was
No.
Minecraft YouTuber. Turns out he was talking to a lot of underage girls.
Oh, I think I know now.
Basically got canceled, but getting canceled is not the same as getting booted off the website. He still
Mm-hmm.
uploads and he still gets 300k views per video. Like I only check how many views does he get, because I'm still astonished that people still watch him. But
That's crazy to me that people still do that.
he doesn't upload like every week, but he uploads enough to still get a audience, which I think
Yep.
is, I don't know how to feel about that. Because like on one hand, that just proved that canceling people doesn't do anything, but
Mm-hmm.
on the other hand, it's not the worst thing in the world that canceling doesn't do anything. But guy got exposed, and he's still on the website. People are still, watching him, and that's crazy to me.
It's insane.
Yeah. So the reason why I started a TikTok is because that I want to grow the channel. I want to like, grow myself as a content.
No, you're not allowed. You're not allowed.
Well, call me a criminal. Call me I don't know,
Criminal.
Don Quixote. Is that
What?
I'm the guy who like was living in a fantasy and challenging himself and whatnot. Because there's
No, I
nothing.
don't know that.
Yeah. Anyways, people who know. People who don't know. Yeah.
I don't know who that is, but sure, let's go with that.
Yeah. Speaking about max rarity and stuff and card games.
Oh, do you
Anything
want me to
you?
talk about that?
Yeah.
Oh boy. So let's talk about what's happening in the card game world. Kind of, but not really. It's not the worst thing in the world, and I think that's kind of a good thing, but that also shows what's happening in the card game world in general. And that is the
Okay.
fact that, well, some people don't really want to admit it, but at least in Yu-Gi-Oh! In some particular places, not all the engines, but a lot of things that I've seen like being expensive are just dropping a little bit down. Like some of the meta best decks that are like, people are just tired after dropping down. The more it just I would say also the feeling in general that everything is becoming cheaper because everybody is just like tired of this format. It just ridiculously annoying. Let's just say that.
I think it's because that I think if something is becoming cheaper, it's because there are more people buying product and selling. You know, I think it's a good sign
Yep.
for players. I think Yu-Gi-Oh is like
Not
making a bit of a comeback.
maybe it is, but like things became way too cheaper in a weird way, but sure, maybe it's fine. I don't know.
I'll tell you what I think, and tell me if you like agree or disagree. I think what's
Okay.
happening is because that Yu-Gi-Oh is right now becoming a little bit, it's gained a little bit of attention because a lot of streamers are streaming the Master Duel game. A lot.
I
It ends
mean,
up,
Master Duel kind of just gave it tension again, in a way.
yeah, it's getting a little bit of attention. I'm playing it a little bit, not a lot. I played a game 2 weeks ago. It was fun.
Mm-hmm. Master
Uh,
Duel was cool, I guess, but it's like I just don't really enjoy it that much or just have that much time. I
Little
would say.
tip: if you're starting a Master Duel account, make sure to get the
Mm-hmm.
Synchro deck. Make sure to get the Synchro deck. Don't waste your time on
Synchro deck is definitely the best one out of the three.
Synchro deck is the best one of the three. If you feel like you have to go a little bit old school, don't get the vanilla one. Get the what's it called? The Blue Eyes White Dragon one, because that it comes with a lot of good cards, and Blue Eyes White Dragon has a lot of good cards in it. Like the deck itself is very good.
Hmm. Really, the
Do,
Blue Eyes one is the good one.
no, no,
I
no. Out
actually
of
have
the
to
other two.
disagree.
Out of the other two. Out
No,
of the
the
other two.
Cyrus one is much better, but whatever.
You know what? We can play it at some point. I just need
That's
to make a
fair.
new account and get the Blue Eyes one. No, I took the Synchro because I'm a big 5D sucker. I didn't realize I chose the best one out of the three. You know,
It definitely is.
yeah. It comes with. You know what? We need to bring back Synchro. We need to buff up Synchro and bring it back.
I
I really enjoy.
mean, Sword Soul is synchro, but not really. You know
It's
what
not the
Sword Soul
same.
is?
I've heard of it. You told me about it when we drove to we drove somewhere. You were talking about it. I think.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool deck. It's Worm Synchro, basically the best
Yeah,
way to
yeah,
put
yeah,
it.
yeah. Okay, yeah, yeah. That does sound like something we
It
spoke
just
about.
right now it feels like the format is mostly fusion based, but we'll see if things will change.
Pokemon, it's not that much better. It's basically everybody regurgitating uh, the same two to three decks. It's either Mew VMAX, Lost Zone, or a variation of Lugia V Star. Because
Mm,
everyone is waiting right now for the new set to come out. That's supposed to be like the new mechanic, because they're bringing back an old mechanic, which is the lowercase ex
what
cards,
is
which is
that?
and you know how Pokemon has a bunch of cards that are worth multiple prizes sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So the original mechanic was called lowercase ex, and
Okay.
then it evolved into uppercase ex. Then it evolved in basically for multiple prizes. I'm not talking about mechanics. I'm talking about multiple prizes wise. It evolved into uppercase ex because they were like, what's cooler than lowercase ex? Uppercase ex. And in Pokemon, like lowercase or uppercase, like means everything, you know.
Okay.
So, and then it evolved into the GX mechanic, which was basically they were bringing
GX
back
Generation X.
lowercase,
Game on.
yeah. Then it evolved into the whole VMAX, V Star, V cards mechanic, and then they were like, you know what? People like the people who play the game aren't enjoying it as much, and
Mm-hmm.
they basically went back and they realized, oh, GXs were fine, but we don't have GX moves anymore. Let's just stay as EX, lowercase EX. So they're bringing back the lowercase EX,
Okay.
which everybody wants. Everybody liked it. Everybody is waiting for that. So there isn't
Okay.
much to talk about until we get the EX cards. Pokemon is basically going to be like the same three decks, going back and forth.
It's always going to end up in like if the format is not done well, it's always going to end up like, oh, the top two decks or the top three decks. But if you're creating cards correctly, you can actually make this into a more diverse format, which people like more. I wonder why.
Okay, let me say something. It's not exact what you're saying. It's not precise what you're saying. It's more like Pokemon is right now at the state of we're towards the end of a season. We're waiting for the season to wrap up because we already reached the climax of the
And
season.
I'm not talking about Pokemon specifically, I'm talking about card games in general.
Oh, card game in general, yeah, you're right. A card game that's done well is a card game that is able to change a lot of the top decks. That's
Mm-hmm.
my personal opinion, because having a BDIF is terrible. It's miserable
It's not
for a card
fun.
game, because once you have a BDIF, you're going to have two decks that are going to be played: the BDIF or the counter to the BDIF, which is basically loses to anything else. Which
Yep.
the counter to the BDIF is always never going to make it past round 3. You're going to go through maybe 1 win and 5 losses, and you're just not going to make it to the next day because guess what? The BDIF is going to be expensive for a reason, you know?
That's what a BDAF is.
To give more context to those who don't understand, BDIF stands for Best Deck in Format. Every card game has that terminology engraved into its soul, because that BDIF is what everybody talks about. The new card, the new kid on the block, that's what everybody wants. Back in the early days, they tried to make the only viable BDIF basically be the whole magician, Yugi's deck, which in retrospect, I think they say that at the time, if you worked around that, the Blue Eyes was able to work around, the magician deck and was actually better. But that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's really weird.
I saw a video about that that somebody said if Kaiba was smarter and if he optimized his deck a little bit better, he would have had the better deck. But
it is true though. And there's the reason why people love Kaiba more than Yugi most of the time. Like, people would say, like, oh, Yugi is the most popular character in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's debatable. I think the most popular character is actually Kaiba, but that's beside the point.
You're wrong. We've talked about
really?
this.
Who is the most popular?
Jaden.
Oh, that's right. I'm talking about the original, though. I wasn't talking about in general.
Well, technically Kaiba, but my favorite is always going to be Joey Wheeler in the Abridged series.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh
Joey with his Brooklyn accent that is only happened in the Abridged version.
Is it weird that I'm thankful that the Abridged didn't give the spotlight to Yugi?
I mean, it did, but not really.
No. You can't You can't deny that he's the main character in general, but if you watched the Abridged by what's his name,
Lil Karibo,
yeah. I was about to say Team 4-Star.
I mean, you're not wrong in that way one as well, because they are kind of connected now, I think. Although maybe they split it again because they were doing things.
That's not the point. It's not the point. No, it's never the point. The point is that nobody actually likes Yugi. People like and hate Yugi simultaneously, because he's just he's written in a way that makes people annoyed for the same reason that people dislike Mary Sue's. You know?
Mm-hmm.
You know what a Mary Sue is?
Yeah, I know what a Mary Sue is. Come on, dude. Come on. Come on.
So, folks, if you're listening, you just have to accept this next statement as fact. Yugi Moto is a Mary Sue.
In a way, yes, I agree with that.
When you look at Kaiba, he worked his butt off to get to where he was. He cheated, stole, did whatever he can to get the Blue Eyes cards, which were super rare. Apparently, even though it's just a card, you can just literally print it.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Logic, everyone.
You can literally print it in a $20 printer in your house.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be official. What the hell are you talking about? It wouldn't be official.
Okay, this is actually something I've read before. I read there was once this player who showed up to this Yu-Gi-Oh! Player. Tell me if this sounds true or not. Where basically he had this very expensive deck where the most expensive cards are worth hundreds of dollars or something like that. He basically printed in his printer and he did it very nicely. But basically the entire tournament.
I think that is a true story. Yeah.
This is something I heard about that and he basically won the entire thing with using proxies that he basically paid $2 in a can of Coke for. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are cards so expensive? It's just cardboard. It's literally just cardboard.
But it's a rare cardboard. It's rare.
Like, these people need to wake up. Especially if Yu-Gi-Oh, if Konami wants to make a buttload of money, they have to stop giving the secondary market so much power. Because the truth is, that's what they're doing. They're like, if you want to make more money, just, up the rarity of a card. Because then more people are going to end up buying more packs because the packs give you the odds to pull a card. Instead of it being worth $100 to $200 on the secondary market, it's only going to be worth $20 to $30 on the secondary market. I don't know. Like, I remember when we were kids, like really, really small, like in the 2000s, Exodia was worth so much. Exodia's head specifically was worth so much because that was like...
Yeah, because
that was so hard to pull. Exodia's head, I remember being worth... I heard people say, and I looked it up, and it turns out it was true for the time, but it's not true anymore. They said it was worth $200 when we were kids. Because it was so hard to pull. Like, every other piece was worth $30 to $40. Exodia's head was worth like $200. And I was like, damn, bro, you're wasting $200 just for the odds to, RNG it? I'd rather play... I was a big fan of Joey's deck as a kid because I thought... Because the first episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! That I ever watched was him using the Time Wizard card to, speed up the baby dragon.
Which series, basically?
When they were basically in the first 40 episodes of season 1. So there's this episode where Yugi gives him the time, the Time Wizard card?
Yes.
The one in the game you basically flip a coin, but
yep.
In the series it worked so much cooler. Like I may be remembering it wrong, I may be remembering it wrong because it's been 20 something years since I watched it, I think. I don't know. It's been a while. But he basically played the card and suddenly, bam, his dragon becomes a big boy dragon out of nowhere. And I'm like, how is that fair? That's cool. I want to play that deck.
Yeah, I want to play that too. That's not fair.
I remember we didn't have internet, so I remember asking my friends, do you know where I can find the deck list for, Joey Wheeler's deck? And they were like, yeah, I saw it in this kids magazine that we have, but they definitely have it there. They did not have it there. They were just trying to get me to buy from them their old kids magazines, which I didn't do. I was like, show it to me and I'll buy it from you. That's what I told them. And they refused to show it to me, so I refused to buy it from them.
That's fair.
Because I didn't have, much money to spend on that stuff. I thought, man, I have like $10. I'm going to have to spend all of it to get Joey's deck. $10, how cute.
God, when we were kids, so dumb.
When you're a kid, $10 is the world to you.
Yep.
But thank God card prices have, readjusted to a degree. Don't get me wrong. The BDIF's prices are, worth what they're worth because, they're still the best decks. But the question is, do you care? And honestly,
no.
I don't care. I'm not spending more than $50 a year on card games. If I'm spending $50 a year, that means that was an insane year, and that means that, you know what, maybe it's worth my money. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But if you're spending more than $50 on on card games, make sure that that's something that you're doing for a living, that you're making money back from. Or make sure
you're never going to actually make your money back, but
yeah, but if you're a professional card game player, I know that's such a weird thing to hear, but it's true, Like there are people who who go around playing card games for a living. They don't make much money because they also stream and they also coach. They do other things, but their passion is playing these tournaments.
Yeah.
Those people exist. And hey, if you're able to make a living off of it, more power to you.
Good for you, as they say. Not in a bad way. Good for you.
Good for
Truly good for you if you're able to.
Absolutely. So I think this is going to be where we wrap it up, because that been going on for a bit.
Yep. I think we were.
Yeah, so if you guys enjoy this, please follow both myself, dragonunharm, here on YouTube and on other platforms, and follow my friend here, Teamndl, or the Unfit Crew, on both of his YouTube channels. We upload the podcast to the Unfit Crew, and my friend Unfit, or Teamndl, uploads a lot of deck breakdowns that are very good, very informative if you're looking to see yourself learning a bit more about the meta
Sometimes
game.
I don't have the time, but I do my best.
The old videos are still worthwhile watching. A lot of them are fun, and a lot of them are full of information that are still relevant to this day, because guess what?
Fair enough.
There's no rotation in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, but you should count the thing that there are some new cards. But yeah, you can always use the baseline and essentially use it for your own good.
Let's say you go and look at an old video of his and be like, okay, I can take the deck list that he presented over there, put it into whatever client I'm using, and see, okay, that card, that deck is no longer a threat, so maybe I can remove this card, and maybe I can, improve. Let's say there is a new, let's say your deck has certain attributes for for summoning, and be like, okay, there's a better version of that card, replace it.
Yep.
Like a good one that I can think about is oh god, I don't know. There are options. There are options.
There are always options.
You should follow both of us on our platform. That's the point. And please come back next in 2 weeks from now, because right now we're at the place where we're only going to be uploading this once every 2 weeks, because the both of us are very busy. But we still want to do this. So until next time.
It's really fun for us.
It is. So until next time, this is going to be Unharm here, and this is my co-host
Unfit. And this is where we're going to end the video. Goodbye.
Not the video. Not the video.
The podcast, whatever.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.